Hello, my name is Madison Bunsen, and I had the chapter that dealt with upholstery construction and then how that related to sustainability. So, what is upholstery construction? Upholstery construction is the crucial process in designing furniture that gives it its shape, definition, and structure. So, it's everything like the batting, the filling that goes inside of these pieces of furniture, what gives it that shape, and like the ability to be more firm, more soft. And then I've laid out the chapters here that I'm going to be talking about. I have first pattern fabric application and surface embellishment. Then we're going to talk about cushion and pillow treatments, then skirts, slip covers, and headrests, then fillings, foam cushions, and then we're going to get into a little bit of the laws and acts. So to start off, pattern fabric. Um, Pattern fabric, it's mostly self-explanatory. It's just fabric that can be used to either make clothes or, in this case, upholstery. Um, I've put in some key features here, like when cutting fabric that has a pattern for furniture, it's important to either cut the fabric up the bolt, so the fabric will be laying vertically along the pieces of furniture, and then you map it out that way. Or it could be railroaded, which would mean that it would lay horizontally along the pieces of furniture. Um, the railroad and the vertical and the horizontal way of laying fabric is to ensure that the motifs on the piece of textile are optimized to the fullest potential. So if we had a chair that had leaves on it, you would want the leaves growing up vertically instead of horizontally. So that would just be a little example on how to maximize the aesthetic. Then a four-way match can also be used when applying fabric to furniture. It creates a symmetrical motif all the way down the piece of furniture. So in this case, when you're looking at the piece of furniture, the pattern on it is going to be the same. Like as when you go down the piece of furniture or when you go horizontally, you're going to have that same pattern going all the way down. And then we're getting into the sustainable aspect of this. Organic cotton is the most environmentally conscious because it can deteriorate the quickest. And then I talk about polyester later on in this, but polyester is the worst material to use because of the time that it takes to decompose. There are many brands that are eco-conscious that make eco-conscious textiles, but I've added House of Hackney. It's a brand that every time you purchase from them, they buy an acre of land with trees on them to protect them from being cut down. And then we're going to get into surface embellishments. Surface embellishments for furniture can be anything from trim to buttons. Um, Surface embellishments could also be the finishes on the surface of a piece of furniture. Examples of this could be like quilting, that's a finish for textile. And then tufting is another form of surface embellishment. It can be done in a zigzag pattern or even vertically, like I've put in this picture here, image 1, the green couch here has tufting on the back as well as the bench and even on the side. It's all around it. You can see it goes in a zigzag pattern all along there, and it just creates buttons are put into place, sewn back, and then it creates a really nice like tufted look to it. I don't know, I really like it. Stone Button Studio is a small brand that makes buttons out of beach stones. It's not ideal for all projects, I understand that. It'd be more if someone were doing like a beach theme, these would be perfect to use. But anything that's like sustainable, it doesn't take a lot to make it, a lot of energy, a lot of water. Anything like that would be good. Another way we can make surface embellishments sustainable is by making them out of wood. So the buttons on the couch that were used for tufting, they could be made out of wood, and then covered with the fabric that you see all around the couch, the green fabric. That would make it a lot more sustainable. Okay, next slide. Okay, getting into cushion and pillow treatment. The use of plain seams to join the pieces of fabric is called the knife edge treatment. This just makes it look more clean and precise. Inserting a fabric covered cord into a seam is known as welting. The fabric covered cord can either be the same material as the chair, or it can be a contrasting color than what the piece of furniture is. I did not include a picture of this, but as you can see, let's see, image 4, where the cushion is on the bottom, that's an example of welting, but it's not like a contrast cord, so you can't, it doesn't really stand out as much. And then I get into tight pillow styles, or when the pillows are attached to the frame fabric of the piece of furniture. They can't be removed. So it's a good idea to skip this type of furniture when you have like kids or dogs. I know my dogs, they get on the couch all the time. So it's not really ideal for us to have a tight pillow style. It's easier to have a loose pillow style, which is where the pillows are not actually attached to the frame of the piece of furniture. So higher quality cushions will have a zipper on the back, or even like buttons on the back of the what is it, like the padding, the sponge, and this will make it easier to like wash it if any spills happen. So I think this is more ideal for families and people with animals. A sustainable brand that makes sustainable fabrics is called the Bulk Hemp Shop. They make all their fabrics out of hemp leaves, so it's really biodegradable. So it's really good for the environment as well. I think making like textile out of other organic materials, like not only the organic cotton but also the hemp like this company is doing, is really gonna impact our whole like way of caring about the earth. It's definitely gonna help us out if we were to switch to that. Okay, slips, skirts, slip covers, and headrests. Skirts have been around for decades. They used to be very popular in the 70s, but as years progressed, they died out. In 2021, the trend of vintage furniture is reemerging, so is skirts. I don't know if I can get on board with the skirts trend that's coming back. I don't know, maybe in certain spaces, but not all. The most traditional type of skirt is a flat skirt with a single or double pleat. They usually have bonded web interfacing that gives it structure and makes it stay in its flat state. Skirts can help ground a space that has too many legs in it, but skirts can also create different moods in rooms. Like a gathered skirt, like a skirt with multiple pleats, can make a room feel more upscale. I wish I would have included a picture for you guys to see. It can just make the place feel more elegant, more sophisticated, while flat skirts can make a space feel more traditional. And then Savvy Rest is a brand that makes their furniture and mattresses out of organic cotton and natural latex. Slip covers and headrests continued. Let's get into slip covers. Slip covers can be used for aesthetic appeal. As seasons and trends change, customers can change the color of the furniture to match what they like. Slip covers can also be used as a way to protect furniture from the wear and tear that will occur. So as I've included in image 6, this is more of a like a protective slip cover, rather than a slip cover that's for looks, because as you can see, it's not covering the whole thing, it's just covering the parts of the couch that get the most use, like the armrests and the the back pillows and the bottom pillows. Slip covers that are made out of organic cotton are going to cause the least amount of harm to the environment. Like the brand, the Futon Shop, they make all their products out of organic cotton, which is, again, just a really sustainable material. Headrests started with the ancient Egyptians. Pharaohs were laid to rest with 8 headrests to support the body even through death. Headrests and arm covers are both used to protect the material of a piece of furniture, like I've shown in image 7. It doesn't, it's not a slip cover, it's more of a headrest and an armrest, so it's only going to cover those pieces on the furniture, the armrest, and then the headrest. And this protects, especially headrest, it will protect the fabric from the oils that are like in your hair and on your neck. So when you're laying down, you don't have to worry about that building up over time. And then I'm gonna get into fillings. So first we have bonded polyester batting, and then natural fiber batting, and then loose particulate. Bonded polyester batting is staple length polyester fibers that are created by breaking crimped filaments in a tow bundle. Polyester made up 52% of global fiber production in 2018 at 55 million metric tons produced annually, according to a presentation by Orquilong. And then polyester is derived from fossil fuels and takes anywhere from 20 to 200 years to break down. This is what I was saying in the beginning. Polyester is definitely one of the worst materials, the worst, like, yeah, materials that you can use when it comes to the health of the environment. It just takes way too long to break down, and it takes a lot to make. Bamboo is an excellent alternative to bonded polyester batting. I read a few things about bamboo, and although it is a more expensive filling, I think if we want to help the environment and become more sustainable, we really need to switch over to bamboo batting. Natural fiber batting. Cotton batting, jute, and horsehair were all natural fibers that were used back then before we started developing synthetic materials like polyester. Some reasons why we switched to synthetic materials is because natural fibers would rot over time, as well as create an odor if they got wet. The fibers were also flammable. So we were not able to use these type of fibers anymore, even though it was sustainable. Like horsehair, it doesn't take anything to make because it's from the horses. So that was kind of an ideal batting, but not anymore due to safety protocols. It's very flammable. It wasn't practical. It would rot over time. You just wouldn't get good use out of it. Loose particulate. Different things like sawdust and newspaper used to get used to fill furniture but got discontinued due to high flammability. Today, some of the particles that are used are flaked latex and feathers. Duck feathers are mainly used to fill furniture pieces, which is really good because they do break down fairly quickly. And same thing as horsehair, they don't take anything to make because they're from the ducks. Foam cushions. Polyurethane foam started in 1954. The foam was used in automotives to enhance safety features. Furniture manufacturers that use foam are required to have detailed information about the foam, barriers, and stuffing used in the pieces. New technology has been created to make synthetic and natural foam have a memory foam feel. Surprisingly, the process of making foam has minimal impact on the health of the environment. The only thing that affects the environment is the energy that it takes to run the foaming line. But besides that, foaming is pretty eco-friendly. And then we have acts. So I put in the Textile Fiber Productions Identification Act, and this act just if the pieces, oh, gotta plug my computer in. If the pieces of furniture have recycled materials in them, this law just states that the manufacturer definitely has to put a tag on the piece of furniture to let the consumers know that they have recycled materials in them. And then the Uniform Law Label. The International Association of Bedding and Furniture Law Officials created this law in the early 1900s. The law made sure that the manufacturers provide a label that consisted of every single material that was used in the furniture piece, so consumers know exactly what they're getting. And then here I have some sources for my pictures and then all the links to the sustainable businesses that I talked about. Thank you.